going on today, guys? Welcome back to the Fix It Garage. Today we gotta get this car out of here, hopefully. Last episode you saw us pull the engine, tear it all apart, see that we had issues with the block, so I had my buddy bring me his spare engine. We tore that apart, saw that the heads on that motor are no good, but the block's good. Well, we got the heads back from the machine shop. They're sitting in the back of my Subaru right now. So we're gonna pull the Subaru out. We're gonna start reassembling this spare engine, and then put it back in the car, get it running, and get it out the door. So without further ado, let's get right into working on this car.
Alright guys, so you probably seen me spray some coppery stuff on the head gaskets before I installed them. We used some of that head gasket copper spray on these just due to the fact that it was a different engine and set of heads than what were originally together, and we didn't machine the block. So we wanted to make sure that these head gaskets seal very tight, so we went ahead and threw some of the copper head gasket spray on there. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't normally use it, but on this build, I definitely could justify using it just due to the fact we did not machine the blocks, so they were not the matched set anymore. So that's what that copper spray was. As you can see, we're putting the heads on. Subaru has a really strange torque sequence for these heads where you tighten them and you loosen them, and then you tighten them again, then you tighten certain ones differently than the other ones. Very strange. Definitely the weirdest torque sequence I think I've dealt with as far as specs. But yeah, so now we got the heads on. I'm going to let the time lapse resume here so you guys can see us putting the rest of the stuff back on the engine. Alright guys, so we're putting this engine back together. We're working on getting everything on so we can put the timing belt back on. Something very interesting that I learned while putting this engine together is how similar this EJ22 is to my EJ25. So on this car, we're actually running my old EJ25 timing stuff, so the pulleys, the gear, and the tensioner, because they're all the same as the EJ22 parts. The water pump is off of a different EJ25 that has only a single heater hose at the water pump housing, whereas my EJ25 had two, but we wanted to relocate the thermostat, so we're running the EJ25 water pump. It's crazy how similar all the EJ motors are when you start tearing them apart and seeing where everything will bolt together. I didn't realize how similar they were until I started doing this. I was stunned at how similar all these parts were and how similar everything really is on these engines. So, fun little fact that I thought I'd share with you guys, just how similar they are, and to show you that this car actually has some 2013 EJ25 parts installed on it that are Subaru brand new parts. for his timing stuff. Obviously, we ran an EJ22 timing belt, but we were able to use some of the EJ25 pulleys and the EJ25 tensioner. So hopefully this engine will go a very long time before needing any of its timing stuff replaced again. So now I'll let you guys get back into watching us finish put this engine together. We're getting pretty close. We're about to put on the intake, and then we're going to be putting on the... We'll be taking off the engine stand pretty soon, putting the clutch on. So I'll let you guys get right back into it. Alrighty guys, so we got the engine all put back together. I'm going to end this episode right here. Next episode, we're going to put the engine back in the car, get it in running, and take it for a test drive, and I'll talk to you guys all about it in the next one. I want to thank all you guys for watching. Remember to smash that like button if you like what you saw. Remember to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. And remember that on cars like this, never stop wrenching.